some of the items that residents can recycle are glass, any color glass, doesn't matter. So glass, paper products, plastics. Here's where it gets tricky, only ones and twos. There are different types of plastics. So your best bet is actually to turn the commodity over. There's usually the recycling triangle, and there should be a number in between. If it is not a 1 or a 2, you need to dispose of it, just to make sure that we don't end up contaminating the recycling stream.
What's up, College Station? I'm Grace Hollowell, and today I'm joined once again by Caroline Osk, our Solid Waste Division Manager. Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Grace. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I know we have you on the show from time to time to talk about trash. And it is about that time when our lovely students are moving back into town, and that brings a lot more trash for y'all to have to collect. So we're going to share some tips on how to make things easier for us and for you residents that are moving in. But as a quick refresher, tell us a little bit about you and what you do for the city.
So I'm the Solid Waste Division Manager. My team handles all the solid waste collections, whether it's with a home, a multifamily complex, hospital systems, Walmart, everybody. So we service everyone. The only items we don't collect construction, demolition debris, asbestos, hazardous waste, things like that. But my team handles the rest of it.
Yes, and that is when you think about how many, not just homes, but businesses in College Station, that is a lot of trash to collect.
And we're growing. So
yes.
I feel like every time I drive down a new section of the city or Northgate in general, or kind of the south side, there's construction everywhere, which is great for us. There's lots of new infrastructure, but that just means there's more accounts. So more accounts for us to take care of, which we're excited about. We do get to have a say in kind of how those are designed and whatnot, but we're excited. We got lots of things coming into College Station, and hopefully people will be excited about them too.
Yes, absolutely. So what changes for you and your team during move-in versus move-out or the rest of the year?
Sure. So move-in, we have a very transient community. That just means a large portion of our population moves around all at the exact same time because it's tied to Texas A&M's kind of school system and semester. So really that just means about 75 to 80,000 people move into a new home. I don't know if you're like me, but as a college kid, I did not stay in the same apartment complex 2 years plus.
Yeah.
I was constantly moving, which now as an adult, I would rather burn all of my stuff than move. But,
right.
But really, it just means that you've got a lot of boxes. You're kind of getting rid of stuff at the same time because you don't want to move it to your new house or new apartment. Right. So really, it just increases the workload for our team. But yeah, it's just a bunch of boxes and lots of waste generation that's out on the curb line for a very small team to take care of.
Speaking of small teams, how large is your team?
So right now we have about 34 operators, but that's not solely for bulk and brush because usually move in, move out is related to bulk and brush. Our bulk and brush team only has about 15, 16 people that's handling the entire city. So on the residential side, they're taking care of a little over 5,000 homes per day. Most people, sometimes they'll put stuff out sporadically. Mind you, you have 52 chances a year. We pick up your bulk and brush every week, but this seems to be the big kind of World Cup time for us where our skills really get put to the test. So yeah.
Yeah, and I can imagine, too, for our permanent residents, spring cleaning, getting rid of, the old office chair that you've just threw in the garage and decided, I'll take care of it later, and it seems like this time of year is that later time.
Yes, I am guilty of that as well. So I am partaking in my team's services at the moment.
Yes, and that is very unique because every other place that I've lived, you had to call and schedule your bulk pickup.
Yep.
It was not a weekly thing. You had to pay for it in some places. So this is a very, very unique service that we offer here.
Yeah, so I think all of our residents are really excited that they have so many chances to get rid of so many items. And like you mentioned, there not being an additional cost to it. It's all wrapped into one. So it is a unique service. And it also provides a positive on our end, which just means less illegal dumping since you have so many chances to get rid of it without an additional fee.
Yes. So what is your favorite part about your job during this time of year?
The favorite part of my job is actually helping people, and you can physically see your help do some sort of good. So the residents will be able to see if there's some sort of challenge or kind of issue or location that needs some extra service. They can physically see us pick it up and have it removed. And that's probably the best part, is really just helping people and to seeing that result in your own eyes, in their eyes, and they're just happy. They're very happy when things are removed.
Yes, very happy when things are nice and neat and clean. Mm-hmm. So how can people contact you if they have questions about what we talk about today, or just about solid waste and recycling in College Station in general?
Sure. So we've got a couple options. The first way to contact us, if you want to talk to us or any of the division managers in Public Works directly, you can always call our main line, which is 979-764-3690. You can send us emails. You can email us at pubworks@cstx.gov. That goes also dispersed out to any of the division managers or supervisors if there needs to be an immediate response on something. You can submit forms, click, fix. There's so many different options to get a hold of us, and it is an actual person on the other end. So we are seeing them, and we do have to close them out on our side and to make sure that those tickets aren't just sitting there outstanding without any type of response. So I promise you I'm actually reading them, and we're moving things around on the back end to get people taken care of.
Yes, that is very, very important. We are real people
here.
Yes,
we are real people. Yeah.
So with move-in being one of the busiest times of year for solid waste, can you explain why this time creates such a unique challenge for your team?
Sure. So with move-in, the unique challenge is really just the workload. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, it is also late July, early August, and we were just talking about the heat. And so we have different collection schedules, but especially on the bulk and brush side, it is the heat and just the amount that's out there. So just be patient with us. We will get to everyone as soon as we can. Just a reminder, you have a collection day, not a collection time. So we try really hard to run all of our trucks and our roll-off boxes that we have until the route is complete. So we may be there or be out there on route until about 9 p.m. past, as long as we've got available boxes to fill stuff up. We're going to get to you, I promise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are some of the most common trash and recycling issues that you see during move-in?
Okay, so some of the common recycling issues we see is just using your recycling cart as an actual trash bin. Don't do that right, because what ends up happening is you've got contamination. We know it's garbage, especially if you've bagged it, because recyclables are not supposed to be bagged. But if it's filled with garbage, you're going to end up with some sort of contamination fee, and that fee is quite hefty, and you don't want that on your new utility bill. So please don't utilize it as a garbage container. If you need an extra bin or whatnot as you're moving in, let us know. And we're happy to get one for you. We can get those turned out within like a 24 to 48 hour time frame, so you can have it pretty much immediately, it feels like. On the solid waste side, what we see is the mixture of piles. So we really don't want bulk mixed with brush. I know this is also where we're about to have a storm come in, so you're going to see a mixture of brushy waste and bulk piles, but we don't want that. We want to be able to remove the brush separately so that we can take it to the landfill and have it mulched, and then all the bulk items will go into the open cell. But besides that, some of the other items that we see is quite challenging is when you place piles near obstructions.
Right.
I cannot get to your pile if you've parked in front of it. It causes an undue risk for our bulk team to reach over your vehicle to pick things up. So please, 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 if you know it's your bulk and brush day, make sure you and your neighbors or your roommates are not parking in front of your piles.
Yes, and another important thing to keep in mind is if you have like a little awning out over your porch or your mailbox, we have trucks for your team that are automated for regular trash, not necessarily bulk. But if you're putting your regular trash out too, this rule still goes, it still stands. Our arms they need the space to be able to pick it up. There's not a physical person lifting the bins up.
Right. So this is for garbage carts. So we call them automated vehicles. They have a yellow gripper arm on the right-hand side, and that's where that 4-foot requirement comes in. So again, if you've got parallel parked cars, like you mentioned, those different stationary items like mailboxes, comm boxes, things like that, that gripper arm is pretty forceful. We don't want to cause damage to your vehicle or anything else or knock your mailbox over. So just make sure you've got some extra space. If you have 2 containers or you have your garbage day and your recycling day on the same day, that space requirement still stands. We don't knock your bin over and then you call us of, oh, well, I've got trash all over my front yard. So that's been one of the big challenges there. Now, we have seen another one that's been happening quite a bit, is if you are moving out, of course, you're moving into somewhere else, we're seeing a lot of waste being just thrown into people's front yards or on the curb line without being bagged. Whether it's textiles like old clothes that you don't want anymore, please don't leave just free waste. It causes vector issues and it makes the neighbors very angry.
Yes, and it can cause trouble for little critters as well.
Yeah, it can, yeah.
So for those students that are moving into apartments or complexes, what should they know about move-in trash as well as bulk and brush pickup?
That's a good question because it is different from your regular single-family homes. So for multifamilies, you have larger dumpsters that are serviced by FEL or FEL trucks that have the forks on the front. That is very different from a gripper arm. So when you put old furniture and things in front of those dumpsters, we cannot get to them. It doesn't function like that. We have one person that's in that vehicle. Some of them look like you and me, and so we can't physically move mattresses and things away from those dumpsters to be able to get them serviced. So make sure it is free and clear, including the interior of the enclosure. We don't want to cause property damage to the apartment complex's enclosures. We also see where people will throw mattresses and kind of larger bulk items inside the dumpsters. What happens when you pick them up, and of course they're tilting into to service over the top of the cab, they will fall out of the container and they will actually smash our windshields, which puts the truck out of service because you can't have a smashed windshield by DOT regulations. Then we have to get the windshield replaced to get that truck back on route. So move them over. I know this is the challenging part because people don't like to talk to other people. But please, if you are in an apartment complex, go talk to the management company or someone at the front desk to ask for a better location to put your bulk items instead of in front of the dumpsters. They may be able to help you. We talk to them all the time about education and outreach, and same with code enforcement about better placement so we can come get those piles for their tenants.
Yes, reach out to your management, your property companies. They will be able to help you. And one of the number one things that I associate with moving is cardboard boxes.
Yes.
And those can pile up quickly when you're moving in and unpacking. So what's the best way for residents to dispose of them?
If you're looking for disposal, the best way to do that is to break them down and put them into the largest cardboard box you have and put them out on your bulk and brush day. We will take them, but that does not mean they're going to be recycled. We don't provide recycling through our solid waste services. Recycling is separate through Brazos Valley Recycling, and they have kind of the navy blue bins at our residences. Now, if you're wanting to recycle your boxes, you still need to break them down so you have enough container space for whatever else you want to recycle. Then you can put them in your recycling bin that's there. Same thing for apartment complexes. Break them down before you put them into the dumpsters, because then you're just taking up unnecessary space, and then you'll see containers kind of pile up in snow cones. So that's your best way, is recycle first, break them down both ways, and then if you really just want to dispose of them, go ahead and put them on bulk and brush day. And if you're like us and we're old and we like to keep all the nice boxes we get from Amazon, stick them in your attic or in your garage if you decide to move the next year, like me as a college kid, because I moved every year at that point in my life.
Yes, I'm a box saver as well.
Yes.
Every time we move, I keep the boxes just in case, and it is proven effective every time.
And then you don't have to pay for new ones.
Exactly. So what items can residents recycle, and what are some of the biggest recycling mistakes that you see during move-in?
Okay, some of the items that residents can recycle are glass, any color glass, doesn't matter. So glass, paper products, plastics. Here's where it gets tricky. Only ones and twos. There are different types of plastics. So your best bet is actually to turn the commodity over. There's usually the recycling triangle, and there should be a number in between. If it is not a 1 or a 2, you need to dispose of it, just to make sure that we don't end up contaminating the recycling stream. Besides that, jars, aluminum and steel cans, just make sure everything is washed out. We don't want any type of residue. In terms of paper products like cardboard or paperboard, so cardboard, no pizza boxes. We don't want your grease. We don't want your old pepperoni. It's molded and whatever else. Don't want any of that. We just want clean, regular cardboard that can be reused in another fashion. Cool stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then are there any certain items that surprise people when they learn that they cannot be placed in the recycling cards?
Different types of plastics. So there are really hard plastic cups that you get from, I won't name the restaurants, but there are certain restaurants, and they're great. They're great to be reused. I keep them, especially in my car and over at the office, to be reused, but they're actually not recyclable. And then soft plastics. So I see a lot of people try to kind of bundle up their H-E-B or Walmart bags or whatever, just bags within bags. Don't do that. We don't take soft plastics. What it does, it just tangles into the sorting equipment. There are kiosks at Walmart, H-E-B, Kroger, whatever. Find those kiosks at the front and dispose of them that way, and that's the best way to get rid of them.
And do you have any tips for reducing waste during move-in, especially for students who may be furnishing an apartment on a budget?
Sure. I am an environmentalist. So for me, I really like to reuse different things. If you maybe it's not, a piece of furniture isn't of fashion anymore, you can still sand it down and restain it. You can paint it, do some cool stuff, but really, really, really try to reuse as much as you can. Donate if you have clothes that you don't like anymore or whatever, but they're still in some sort of usable fashion. Donate them. I'm a huge proponent of donation. And swap with your neighbors. If you have 4 side tables and you only need 2, and your neighbor has no side tables and they would like some, fine, swap with your neighbors. But it does take some communication and collaboration. But I'm a big proponent of donations and talking to people and reusing what you got.
Yes, and Facebook Marketplace too. Sell it if you can.
Yeah.
I know my neighborhood has a Facebook group, and most often the posts are, hey, I have this old thing that I don't want anymore. I'm going to put it out for bulk and brush, but it's yours if you want it. And
especially solid wood furniture
table that way. Yes.
Exactly. You can find some pretty good stuff, especially solid wood furniture, which is hard to find now because most everything I feel like is made of particle board.
Yes.
But,
Yes. So how can students who are new to town keep up with their collection schedules and make sure that they don't accidentally miss their pickup day?
Okay, a couple tricks. First one is the city pays for an app called College Station Curbside app. It looks exactly like our maroon garbage trucks. You can literally type into Google or Apple College Station Curbside, download it. All you have to do, you don't even have to put your personal information in it. You just type in the address in which you are currently living, and it'll populate for you right there. It's magic. It's great. I love it. Another option is you can go to our city's webpage at cstx.gov/recycle. There is a little collection schedule portal there. It asks you the same thing. You type in your address, it populates for you. You can select reminders if you like, so it can send you reminders the night before. If it's like me and I kind of get off on my recycling schedule since it's every 2 weeks, you can just pick recycling if you want, and it'll send you a push notification. It can text you, it'll call you, it'll send you an email, whatever type of reminder you want. That is a great way to figure out what your collection schedule is. You can also pay attention to your neighbors if it's just brand new and you don't know what it is, or if you haven't heard of our College Station Curbside app. But we have a lot of participants and we've loved it, and everyone says it's really easy to use.
Yes, it is very helpful, and it has come in handy for me for those days where I lose track of what day it is. It's been a busy week and I'm not paying attention to my neighbors, and I'll be laying in bed and then get the notification, oh, it's trash night. I better go do that now before I forget.
Hey, it's better than the next morning and you're kind of like half asleep and then you hear the garbage truck and then you in a panic and run outside. Yeah. So better the night before.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of going back to our apartment complexes, overflow of some trash, what should residents do if they see illegal dumping or overflowing containers?
Okay, so for illegal dumping, my tip for that is if you can take pictures of the items and or boxes that are being dumped on someone's property or at your apartment complex, so you can actually get the name and the address on them. If you happen to see someone backing up their truck and dumping a whole bunch of stuff out that you know does not live there, their license plate is great. You can forward them on to code enforcement. I am happy to take that information, but solid waste does not have enforcement capabilities. We solely do the actual collection operations, and we submit whatever you guys submit to us to code enforcement.
Right.
So we're happy to collaborate with them. Just that would be my trick for illegal dumping there. Now, as for overflowing containers, anything like that, if you let us know, we are in constant communication, I feel like, with literally everybody under the sun. Whether it's an apartment complex or a commercial account, we've got their phone number. We have their account information. We have the individuals that are on the account. So we can make moves as necessary because, again, we don't want to cause some sort of public health issue.
Right.
So if there's overflowing bagged waste, kitchen waste, whatever, there's organics in it, it just invites vectors. So we are happy to get involved if you see something. We may not see it, so y'all are kind of the eyes and ears of things because we've got 130,000 people plus all the apartments and all the commercial accounts, so I can't see everything that goes on. So we're happy to take in any type of concerns and get them addressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So looking beyond move-in, what are a few good habits that students can adopt year-round to help keep College Station clean?
Bag your waste. This has been a real weird one this year. I don't know why, but we've been having a lot of not conflict, but some challenges with some containers lately, residential containers, of people just taking like their waste and just dumping it directly into their can instead of just using trash bags, which is very strange. Now, I will say when you do that, it invites vectors, and then you end up with flies and maggots and things, and it is not fun for our collection team. They don't want to touch your stuff, and they don't want to end up with some sort of pathogen. So we're seeing a lot of people just use containers like that, which is very strange. I haven't seen that be a trend until this year.
Very strange. I wonder how that started.
I don't know.
So is there anything that we haven't covered today that you think students, parents, or property managers should know before move-in begins?
The big thing for apartment complexes is that they do not receive bulk and brush collections on a schedule like their normal dumpsters. And I think that may be somewhat of a misconception. Apartment complexes and commercial accounts, they are on a first come, first served basis where they have to call us and notify that there is a collection that's needed. Our bulk and brush team services residents only, which is your single family homes. So like I mentioned, I think at the very beginning of this chat, is they service about 5,000 homes plus per day. Work orders come after that.
Right.
So they have a very long move-in, move-out season for those team members, those 16 team members. Again, it is first come, first serve. We are not the only individuals that can pick up bulk at multifamily and commercial entities. So again, they're more than welcome to utilize a franchised hauler. They're on our city's webpage if you need roll-off boxes for that type of waste. But they do not receive on-demand bulk collections from the city. Their management and management companies and ownership needs to make sure that they are paying attention to their property and to call us, and we put them, again, it is first come, first serve. We put them in the back of the line of all the work orders we already have.
Yes.
Yep.
So before we go, one more time, where can people find out more information about trash and recycling in the city?
Awesome. Okay. So our city webpage, cstx.gov/recycle. You, me, I think we've worked on lots of various publications and artwork and things to make it really easy to figure out what the ordinance are and the requirements. Please use our webpage. It's really, really helpful, and it's easy. It's easy to use and to find information. Download the College Station Curbside app.
Yes.
Besides knowing your collection schedule, we also send out campaigns and service alerts. Campaigns are, we kind of just give you some educational material. Service alerts are when we have some sort of issue. If there's an ice storm, if Bertha, which is coming in, I think it's called Bertha.
Yes.
Is it Bertha?
Tropical storm,
Bertha?
I think Bertha.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When Bertha shows up on Thursday or Friday, if she hits our area and everything's flooded and we can't run trucks because we don't want to flood our trucks, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but if it does, that is another way for us to get in contact with you to let you know, hey, why there's service delays. So those are my 2 big items. Please use our webpage. Feel free to call us and download the free app.
Yes. Well, before we go, we have a quick lightning round of questions. Are you ready?
I guess so.
Okay. What is one item people always think is recyclable that actually isn't?
One item that's not recyclable, I would say certain types of wires and things.
Okay.
Because they think it's metal and you can just get rid of them.
Yeah.
Like hangers.
Okay.
Please don't recycle your metal hangers. It gets tangled up into the sorting equipment. So no metal hangers.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No wire hangers.
No wire hangers, yeah.
What is one thing you wish every new resident knew before moving in?
Their collection schedule, and besides that, that we have an app. It's really nice to have. And your collection schedule, meaning your garbage day, your bulk and brush day, and your recycling day are not on the same day.
Right.
We purposely do that.
Yes.
We need more curb line so that we can get those gripper arms around. So we don't want them to be on the same day.
Right.
Yeah.
If you could give every Aggie moving into town one piece of advice, what would it be?
If you don't know how to dispose of something, call me.
Okay.
I'm happy to help you.
If a dumpster is full, what is the worst thing somebody can do?
Put their couch in front of it. Or put their couch on top of the dumpster. We've seen that too. We see lots of interesting
we've
things.
even seen couches on the roof, which is...
Yeah, which sometimes I'm like, how did you get that up there?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know I'm a 90s kid, so I always think of The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan. They put like a whole bedroom up on a roof. And
I'm too old. I don't have the energy for that anymore.
And finally, what is the fastest way for residents to find their collection schedule?
Download the app, give us a call, look at the webpage.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And that's what's up.